We're back with another episode of After the Buzzer. The only game we have to talk about, literally, this whole entire video, is the Mavericks and Clippers. Game number 5, definitely the biggest game of the series. If I made predictions for this game, I definitely would have had the Clippers winning it. But no, the Clippers decided, Terrence Mann decided to completely pass up an open layup to take the lead, and then Kawhi airballed the game-tying three at the end. So the Mavericks ended up holding on by 5, 105 to 100. Luka dropped 42, and I think Kawhi dropped. Hold on, let me see, because I know that Kawhi airballed the game winner. It was actually Paul George leading with 23. Kawhi only had what? He had 20. But still, if you have the same amount of points as Reggie Jackson, it can't be good enough for your team to win. Kawhi's got to step up because I think obviously 20 isn't enough. He was 1 for 7 from downtown. If you're 1 for 6 from 3-point range, don't give the ball to Kawhi for the game time shot. Maybe give it to Reggie Jackson, who was 50% from 3. Marcus Morris, who's also 50%. Paul George was 3 for 7. But even so, like, you shouldn't really give it to a guy who's 1 for 6 and struggling all game, unless he's maybe coming off of another clutch 3. You probably shouldn't give it to Kawhi. But Luka dropped like 42. Tim Hardaway had like 20, and other than that, I think the next scoring leader was like 7 points. So it was basically the Luka Doncic show for the Mavericks, and they now lead the series 3-2. It'll be interesting to see game number 6, to see whether the Clippers can force 7, or will they be a first round exit. Now, all right, I'm wearing the Hero jersey. I was wondering what type of Heat merch I was wearing today, but maybe if Kawhi loses in the first round, he could decline his player option, decide to come to South Beach. I continue LeBron's legacy in Miami. Who knows? But the Clippers are now down, and they're 1 game away from being a first round exit. I had them going to the finals. It would kind of hurt my prediction, but right now I'm not really worrying about my predictions, and especially what games I had them in. I'm just hoping for a good matchup. So we'll move on to the next game. I guess the next closest game was the Grizzlies and Jazz. The Jazz ended up holding on by 16 points. It literally wasn't even that close of a game. Actually, technically, the closest game was the Hawks and Knicks. But the Jazz ended up holding on by 16 points. It really wasn't that close of a game. Donovan Mitchell had another 30-point game. John Morant with 27. And the Jazz are looking really, really good, but I think Mike Conley, has some type of injury. Might have been a hamstring injury. He's going to be reevaluated before game 1 versus it's versus probably the winner of the Blazers and Nuggets, right? Or is it the Clippers and Mav? I don't know. I don't know. Game 1 versus I don't know who, but the Jazz end up moving on, and Mike Conley might miss game 1, so depending on who they play could hurt them. If it's like the Nuggets or the Blazers, then it'll definitely kind of hurt. It'll hurt them basically versus any team, because it's not the playoffs, and it doesn't really matter because every single team that they're going to face is going to be a good team. But the Jazz ended up moving on to the second round. They lost game 1, but that was without Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell comes back, and it's just a complete 4-game sweep in a row. Now, the Hawks and Knicks, dude, I did not expect the Knicks to go down 3-1 in the first place, and I really did not expect them to go down in 5. I really thought, if anything, they would lose in like 6 or 7. Not 5, though. So I'm really surprised that they lost. They lost by 14, if I did the math right, 103 to 89. Julius Randle, he's inexperienced in the playoffs unless he played there with not New Orleans, and I seriously don't remember where he was before that. But Julius Randle only had 20. I mean, he led the team with 23, but Trae Young with 36 points. They're going to be going against Philly in the second round, and it would be, I think Ben Simmons is going to be the determining factor in this round, because I think Clint Capella can do a really, really good job on Embiid. And I think that Trae Young, I don't think that they're going to have Trae Young on Ben Simmons. I think that they could put a guy like Herter or Bogdanovich on him. It's definitely not going to be Trae Young, because Ben Simmons on Trae Young, it's not going to end too well for Atlanta. But it'll be fun to see Simmons versus Trae on defense, and or at least Simmons being on defense and Trae on offense, because Simmons on offense and Trae on defense, like I said, is not going to end too well for Atlanta, and it's not going to be too fun of a matchup. It's just going to be a complete blowout for Ben Simmons. But yeah, the Hawks move on in 5. Very surprising. By the way, we will have what's next for each teams. We're going to get the actual microphone because we don't even have the actual microphone working right now. So if the audio sounds off, then that's why. I know that the audio from yesterday's video sounded way off. But if the audio from this one sounds off, then that's probably why. We'll have our regular videos coming soon this weekend. And the what's next for each team probably starting off with Miami, then Boston, and then looking like New York now. And the Grizzlies too. And also now another team getting eliminated here. The Sixers versus Hawks. Without Embiid, the Sixers end up taking down the Hawks by, if I do the math right, 17 points. The Wizards won game number... They won game number 4, but that was with Embiid being out for like 3/4 of the game. And they get it done this time. I thought that Philly would get it done at least in 5, but Seth Curry led with 30 points, playoff career high for him, and Beal with 32, but it was not enough. Westbrook had 24, 8, and 10, nearly another triple-double, which I would not have been surprised if he did that, if I'm being honest. And Tobias Harris also at 28. I knew that it was going to be between Tobias Harris and Seth Curry to do this because I know that they were going to be locking up Ben Simmons, and with Embiid out, Simmons was the #1 priority, and Curry and Danny Green were able to get it done. They also ran small ball. I'm just realizing now. They did not start Dwight Howard. It looks like their starting lineup was... Was it Matisse Thybulle at the 1, Seth Curry at the 2, Danny Green at the 3, Tobias Harris at the 4, and Ben Simmons at the 5. Now, I know that he's like a point guard and all, but he's the tallest one in that starting 5, and I think that he probably played center. So that's kind of interesting because he can literally play every single position. I mean, maybe not shooting guard. But other than like shooting guard, being shooting and stuff, I think he could basically play every single position. But that'll wrap up the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, the Mavericks now have a 3-2 lead. Can the Clippers answer back, or will they go down in the first round in 6? Jazz move on over the Grizzlies. Hawks move on over the Knicks. Very surprising. And the 76ers move on over the Wizards. We will have our normal episodes coming back because it's not only going to be after the buzzer episodes. We will have what's next for each team. Like I said, starting with Miami, then Boston and New York, and Washington, New York, and Grizzlies. But we will be back with another episode tomorrow, and also go check out the reaction channel. We're dropping daily videos. We're about to go make a video on that right now, and drop anything in the comments that you want me to watch or react to, because I'm literally down for anything. NBA, NFL, plays, highlights, react, or people making predictions. I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace.